I was recently granted access to Nesto's text messages. There's over 200 pages and almost 3,000 texts, and many of them are quite long. According to my data, the two people who messaged Nesto in jail are Shirley and Sonya. Many of the texts include things that cannot be uploaded to YouTube, so I've compiled some of the messages that I found interesting for this video. The messages start in November of 2022 with Sonya, and they start in April of 2023 with Shirley. I have the messages from then until May of 2024. Here are some messages between Nesto and Shirley from April of 2023 when things were okay between them. Good afternoon, Miss Williams. In regards to last night, I knew that God instilled so much anointing into you and that your calling was so much greater, to the point that even Steve still had to hit you up for daily quotes. Even he cannot deny your position in God. So when I asked God to bring me an extraordinary and virtuous woman, he placed you in my life. A woman with grace, balance, and elegance that I have never had and at first didn't understand. I would never regret our years of marriage. In fact, I would do it all over again. I've never bowed down to no human being, but it is the God in you and the fact that God himself speaks through you that makes me submit to his presence like a young child. It's a blessing as well that the same three men who stayed with us in our coastal luxury homes in their times of hardship are now the same three men who were there for us in our own hardship. I've seen so many that you have helped and watched them all fall by the wayside. It's the unknown people that show up in your life that give the encouragement that you need in your life. Just like Tasha, it took you 10 years to bring her back into your life to give you and I confirmation. She gave you confirmation on how toxic her boyfriend was, and she gave me confirmation that I was right on my judgment of his character as a man. If I hadn't have stood my ground, I would have never seen the truth come out. God never give us nothing that we can't handle. Anything he allow us to go through is for the sole purpose of growth and given to us because we are strong enough to withstand the pressure. When we first moved to LA, I would always stress that he didn't have to move out of the house. For one, I don't intentionally tarnish another man's character or lifestyle, and I was going off the strength of your judgment of his situation. But later in our marriage, I learned to study your character ability, that you despise drama or conflict. Once people learn your character, they will try to use it against you. That's where my ability kicked in that you needed. The street insight. These past 6 months, I was angry at God, but I realized when I was in Dallas last year, an older woman walked up on me out of nowhere at an RV convention. She told me I'd be facing some challenges before I turned 60. I didn't understand what she meant, but now I can see it after 10 months of incarceration. I had to be stripped down to then be rebuilt mentally. God had to restore my mind and my heart as well. He has showed up for me so many times. It's unexplainable and almost unreal. You have always supported me from day one through the good and the bad of all my endeavors. Whether it worked or didn't work, to be a part of the Billionaire Club, you have to have several businesses fail to then have found that one. I've already mastered my marriage. No matter what the situation was, nothing could tarnish your way of thinking, no matter how people presented themselves or whatever ammunition they had. Everything I've told you, I done. I accomplished except for NASCAR and 100 different properties. I worked very hard to maintain my brand. I remember when you and I were at Tyler Perry's party and what Magic Johnson told me. The convo we had was worth billions. He told me that it's all about the money and not the color. 34 years ago, I was watching this man in a cage TV announcing he had HIV. This man had to figure out in 34 years how he was going to have another source of income to make him a billionaire. And all to be a young man then, and now being older, and to have him drop such a jewel into my lap for free is a blessing. When my Jew friend Steve, who introduced me to the yacht game, and in time I met Denzel Washington. That's why I'm going back in my past to tell you how I want him in my biopic. If you remember, I stayed with them for 2 days soaking up free game. They treated me like I was already a part of their world. One thing I pride myself in is that when I was young, I told myself I never wanted to be an old fool with cigars hanging out of my mouth. I've learned by keeping those characteristics not to teach young people pointless thing a false game. That's why older guys were attracted to my spirit. I just realized what you put out is what you get back, and it come from anywhere. I remember when Charlie Wilson came to my business next to the Shepherd Center and he was in my chair. While I was cutting his hair, he was so humble, giving me a piece of his story and the things he overcame. Now he's 70 years old, still dancing like a king. The same thing Denzel was telling me about his wife was the same thing Charlie was telling me 10 years prior. That's the power that a woman in your life holds. That is the foundation of power. One thing they told me is if a woman builds you up and refuses to try and tear you down, then you need to stick with her. That's one thing I have to applaud you for, and that's the fact that you have never tried to strip me of my manhood. Instead, whatever you couldn't get through to me, you gave to God. Starting from the bottom, Nesto writes again, I love you, have a good day. Shirley responds about 2 hours later. I love you too, honey. Thank you. See you soon. He went on a little farther and bowed with his face to the ground, praying, My Father, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine. Matthew 26:39. Amen. Shirley stopped messaging Nesto back regularly around May 29th, 2023. Nesto sent some messages to Shirley after their ultimatum phone call when she told him she was sick of it. That call occurred on June 15th. The day before, Nesto sent this message to Shirley. Keep in mind that Shirley had not been responding to Nesto's text or really answering his calls at this time. Our anniversary is the 16th of this month in 2 days. You told me 9 years ago that if you ever died and if I chose to marry another woman, that I should never lower my standards to something under how beautiful and amazing you are. So the same goes for you. Even after me, God forbid, never settle for nothing lower than me. Stay in grace and greatness. That is what our Lord would want for you to have. May God be with you, my lady in the clouds. I love you forever, from your magic man, Big Nesto. Shirley's response to that text message, I don't have any money. This is Nesto's response back. How things tonight, and can you tell me everything that's going on? I get a free call on Monday, you just have to answer it. I love you and everything is going to be okay in Jesus' name. I know how you are when you don't have any money. All this will soon pass and be back to our normal life. As you see, this message was sent on June 14th. Nesto and Shirley had their ultimatum call on June 15th. This next message was sent by Shirley about a week after they had that call. I just never thought you and I would end up like this. Not you and I. I am beyond hurt and I don't understand what went so wrong with us. Do you know what happened? Nesto responds, It's okay. I will never give up on us. I apologize for last week. We are all human. We are both going through difficult times being separated from one another. You have all the right to be beyond hurt. I have no reason to upset with you because you have been by my side this whole time 1000%. I will never give up on our marriage. I will not let the devil win. I love you forever. I heard in your voice last week, no matter what, our marriage is stronger than ever. Thank you for replying back. It's been 7 days. I just like to know where I stand because my life has been stripped away from me. Thank God that I'm a great listener. It's the small words that bring big impact. You have a wonderful day and thank you for thinking about your husband. Nesto continues on. Don't forget, I stated to the world a public announcement. I will die for you no matter what as long as you have me, and continue loving me. That keeps my strength like Samson in the Bible. Every day I love you more and more, just like my favorite ice cream. No one knows my flavor better than you. So we can't let people hijack our love from one another. A lot of people wish they had this power and energy that we have. Go out there and suck up some of that sun for me, and I will keep piping out the window, looking at the clouds and thinking about you. How you and I used to ride together and all you talked about was them beautiful clouds in the sky. So let's just keep letting God continue working in our life, and I promise you we will just fine. Never give up. Starting from the bottom, Shirley sends Nesto a message the next day. Your attorney says he's coming to see you today. Nesto replies, Thank you, my love. Shirley says, You're welcome. Starting from the bottom again, Shirley writes Nesto a few days later. Your lawyer will be there to see you again today. Nesto replies, Okay, thank you again, my love. Shirley says, You're welcome. The next day, Nesto sends Shirley a message. Starting from the bottom, Good evening and how are you? My lawyer came and seen me late last night. If you can find time, look in your phone and give me my friend Daryl and send it to me, please. We don't have free calls here anymore, so I'll call you tomorrow with Dre. Have a good night. Shirley sends him the phone number and Nesto says, Thanks, I love you. Shirley replies, Okay. The very next day, Nesto sends Shirley a message. I'm so very, very sorry. I hope you will forgive me. May God be with us in Jesus' name, because that's all we both have right now. I promise you I will take full responsibility for any action for what's happening in our life right now. So please give me the time for me to get out and make it up to you. The storm is almost over, so please stay strong, and God is going to protect us. And once again, I'm so sorry for all the damage and drama that I've caused in our life. Because of my past, people assume that I'm guilty, but that's not so true. Only God can judge me. Soon and very soon, the truth will come out. So have a blessed night, and I love you forever. Forgive me for my typo. I have to get me some stronger glasses. This is the last message that Nesto sent to Shirley until October of 2023. Shirley never responded, but here's the message from October. Nesto writes, God is good all the time. Nesto and Sonia started texting in November of 2022. This is the very beginning here, and as you can see, a few messages in, Nesto tells Sonya that he is in love with her. Sonya writes to Nesto in November of 2022. I love you more every day, and I want you to be happy always. Ever since I found you in there, it's like a dark cloud over my life. I need you to be healthy, and I worry a lot about you. If I don't hear from you, it's a problem in my head. You have to call, even if it's for 2 minutes. I seriously worry about you there. I feel like I have to take care of you while you're down, and I wish your family supported you during this time, even if the relationship is not every day. The bond should be there. I'm not going to harp on it. I got you. I don't care about the details of those situations. I only worry about the you and I relationship. I feel like in my head, you are mine, and I have to fix this. I have to fight for you to be free. I sometimes wonder if we would move out of the friend place. Then I push the thoughts out of my head. We never agreed to be more than friends, and I'm trying to honor that. It gets hard, really hard, but I try not to say anything to you, 1%. It's added pressure, and it would not be fair to you. I think I purposely don't try to date, thinking something will come out of this. Being in love with you doesn't help dating. I feel like no one would compare. We vibe so well, we can hang out and do simple things, and it would be the best time ever. It's just always been conversation and great sex. On borrowed time, I've never been in this space to want what you can't have. Love you. Sonya continues. When did you feel you are in love with me? You see how crazy I am? I will say this. I love your smile. I love how positive you are. I love how your morning spirit is. I love how you treat me. I love how you inspire me. I love the advice you give me. I love how you always took the time every morning to check on me. I love the time you'd spend with me. I love spending time with you, even if no sex. I love sleeping with you. I love sex with you. I love how giving you are. I love your body. I love the way you dress. I love your style. I love your country ass ways. I love how simple you can be. I love your pickup line, blessing. I love how you smell. I love how you feel. I love your head, neck, and face. I love your hands. I love your legs, bad knees and all. I love your walk. I love your laugh. I love your voice. Love your teeth. I love your mouth, lips, and the way you kiss. I love the way your body feels hugged up. I love the fact that we can just talk about anything. You are my best friend. I'm happy we met. You are a blessing in my life. I appreciate you and value more than I can say. Sonya continues, starting from the bottom. I'm in love with you, Ernest. Missing you so much. I love you more today. You are everything to me. I appreciate and love you more every day. I'm so horny. I miss you naked. 2 days later, Sonya sends Nesto this message. Listening to you tonight, I realize we're just friends and that's our reality, and I need to keep that in mind at all times. I think you need to get more support from the wife, not talking about money. She needs to find the ability to fully support your situation. This comes from being with, marrying, dating black men. They are often targets and go through legal issues. I need to fall back after you make bail on all cases. This is not healthy for me to be so involved with someone's husband. I find myself too consumed with you and I will end up getting hurt or disappointed in the end. If I fall back, I can focus on me. I feel like I'm too consumed with you and you're married. I heard myself say I have to make sure you're okay first. That's me being too deep in this, more than a friend behavior. I will not leave you hanging. I will try to get your bond situated. Don't make excuses for her and why she's not doing more. You are 100% her concern, and she needs to find the energy, time, ability, and strength to help you through this phase. It is her duty. Not speaking ill of her, but we find the energy to save people we love, and I think I want more for myself. I deserve that. I was raised in a rich white suburb, went to school with racial of 90% Jews. So if I can find the energy, any black woman can, especially a mother. She needs to be your blessing. I love you and I'm sorry if this affects you in any way or adds to your situation. Jumping ahead to March of this year, Sonya was upset with Nesto after hearing some things he said on the calls about her. These next messages start there. Starting at the bottom, dated March 10th, 2024, Sonya's message to Nesto reads, I just listened to a phone call between you and Dion, talking about I need to play my position, I came looking for you, you didn't ask for me to do so, everybody can't afford you. Real slick shit, okay? I'm done. That was beyond disrespectful and out of line. I'm not used to premium men. I can't afford you. Call your son and let him handle all your shit. You should have never spoke ill of me to your people, ever. I played my part, not your friend. Nesto replies, this is crazy to me. Sonya replies, I wish you well. I can't believe you spoke about me like that, sad face. This was after I moved to Atlanta to help you. I feel some type of way about this whole situation. Used. Good luck. Nesto responds, okay, well, first of all, I want to express the position we both should mutually agree to, which is not to allow the opposition to glimpse inside of what we have going on within our walls of privacy. Meaning we shouldn't be airing out any delicate information or arguing or engaging in any negative conversation when on this phone, knowing how it can be publicized, twisted, or distorted. Besides that, we have never checked one another on the open line. Secondly, if at any time previously I have spoke out of line or offended you in any way, I apologize, as that is not my intentions to offend. You've also made comments to others in the past, but once recognizing it, weren't able to reconcile the situation. So we've both fallen short in that regard. So again, I want to take this opportunity to apologize. It's like deja vu when you and Dre had the negative back and forth. Appears that everyone tends to get in their feelings, allowing emotions to impact the overall condition of what we were supposed to be fighting for. And if you, out of everyone, can take such things to the heart, then I'm conflicted in my awareness of what's the purpose. The purpose of everything we've been going so hard towards this whole time frame. So if you allow the devil to come between us over something I pray about to God every night, in the respect that our hopes, dreams, and wishes come into fruition, then I'm at a loss for action because I cannot dictate your desires or compel you to want to stay with me. Nesto continues. Can't make you be for me. You know I've shared much information and confided in you about so much sensitive issues, but if that's your final thought process or mindset that you're no longer wishing to be engaged in what we've built to this point, then I, of course, have to reluctantly accept it. I don't regret any of the many great moments and conversations we've shared, but I definitely cannot dictate your mind. I will remind you, though, that you're the only person I have left to live for, the only relationship I inspire towards carrying on. After court tomorrow, I'm requesting that they put me in the hole so I can denied and shut off from all free world outside communication. It's overwhelming, all of this, and I can't endure it any longer. I'm an innocent man, but being persecuted as though I'm a monster. And of all the folks in the world, I would have never imagined at any point that I'd receive a text from you containing the words, "Good luck, I wish you the best," etc. Shaking my head, what kind of shit is that? WTF. And if you can allow something like that to affect your image of me or the feelings towards us, then I can't conceive what would happen if I was out there and we were prosperous and people attempting to get in between us, because it appears that you'd allow it and would be headed for destruction. Words ain't shit if the action behind them are absent. I know in my heart you're just upset and probably expressing yourself, but understand in my position being abandoned by all, I can't take chances. Starting from the bottom, Sonya replies, not going back and forth. You said that about me. Do not compare my issues with your people to you and me. You and your own spoke shit on me. There is no apology needed. You meant that shit. I'm good, built for anything life throws at me. I cannot continue any relationship with you. You have your family to help you. Not putting this out for the public to see. You need to leave me alone. I will not get over this. I will not tell Sylvia anything other than she can visit you as you need. This is no one's business. Nesto replies, okay, I love you. No need for anyone to come see me anymore. My life is over. Thanks for everything. I will leave you alone because that's what you want. Sonya replies, thank you. You will be okay. You always land on your feet. I will put 10 on Dion phone for you. Chin up. Nesto responds, no need to send him anything. I'll speak to him once I'm out. I wrote him a letter a few weeks ago explaining how I felt when it came to his disrespect towards you. I further explained to him that although he'll always be my son, that you will always play a very special role in my life, as you've done so much to deserve such a place in my life and my heart. I told him he should man up and apologize, because despite how he or anyone else feels about you, it matters not, since you've willingly put your life and reputation on the chopping block on my behalf, which is something nobody else has done. Did you forget 90 days ago when the call leaked and I disclosed to you that everyone abandoned me and you were all I had? My circle of family, etc. were upset at my words? You tried to reach out to him and rectify the situation where you called him an old-ass truck driver when I was upset talking to you. Once again, ain't nobody fucking with me. It's a waste of time because everyone in their feelings. But I'll leave you alone as you wish. I won't reach out to you anymore unless you wish otherwise. I know with all I have that you've done more than anyone else and more than enough. I'm just devastated because I truly believe that I had found someone who really had love for me unconditionally. You didn't even allow me the opportunity to get out and demonstrate my loyalty to you. Like I said, I don't want to speak to anyone that may disrespect you, etc. I really take offense to that shit. Sonya replies, you're not making being mad at you easy. I understand what you're saying, but again, you can't compare your people with our relationship. Dre, Dion, and me share no love for each other. Me talking about them is nowhere near as hurtful as you saying I need to play my position. I will never be more than that. You don't need me. I was just someone to assist you during this process. You said a lot on that call and the world heard it. I look like a fool. Nesto replies, that phone call you're referring to was almost 2 years ago. Do you know how many pleasant conversations, beautiful visits, and great moments we've shared since then? Like, really? We're so beyond all the petty shit that the world has been attacking us with. We shouldn't be at each other's neck because we already have so many folks vilifying us as it is. I know you feel like you're play your position even if it was misconstrued to you as something else. Your position is to stand tall through it all, and you've done just that and beyond. God, in my opinion, put you exactly where you need to be in my life, whether you believe it or not, and I don't challenge that. And of course, it isn't going to be easy to be upset with me. Want to know why? Because you feel it in you that our bond is real, the same way I feel. Instead of being caught up on that old-ass conversation that meant nothing for real, you need to be concerned about how I've made the world aware of how you've stood by me since day one. You don't look like anybody's fool. We made a gangsta vow to always protect each other no matter what, and you keep forgetting we share many of the same qualities. So as your pride may have been hurt a little by that conversation, it means nothing in comparison to what we know we both share. So straighten up over there, stop tripping, and let's keep this power show rolling. We fighting for both of our future. Sonya replies, it was July 11th, 2023. She goes on to say, you need to hear the call. It was bad. My position you suggested was for me to stay in the side chick lane, which this was the day before your Be My Man speech. 2 weeks after your wife called saying she need a break, how you sounded on that call was insulting. I can't afford you, you're a premium man, she came looking for me, you not looking for me, she needs to play her position. Pimpin' was the tone. 8 months ago, after I moved to Atlanta to help save your ass. Egg in the face. 2 days later, after one of Nesto's hearings, he writes, first of all, I don't feel like I lost today because at least I know what's going on, but I need to find out which of my cases have been indicted supposedly. I also need you to contact Joe and have him tell Hannah to prepare the paperwork to be signed by DA stating that my CP case was null prosecuted, dismissed, since it's not being recognized in the system. Now I hope the bloggers can clearly see that I'm being railroaded since apparently they want the event of my downfall so badly. And if you come tomorrow, I will begin to use the platform I have with the world listening. I don't trust the lawyers or any of them to follow through with anything they say. Over and again, I'm only going to bond hearings, and the lawyer continues to drop the ball no matter how much evidence I supply her with. And as for my brother, I am deeply hurt, who said on a recorded line he would follow through. Shaking my head, and Dre, when I called him, he said he was in a meeting, which I believe was only a stall tactic. It's like my life means nothing to anyone except you. You're obviously still making an effort even though you were upset. This is why them folks wanted you to refrain from posting on your channel, because you had the ability to expose them for their lack of effort towards my case. Shaking my head. The DA clearly dismissed those charges last bond hearing but never submitted the paperwork to officiate it. I hope the Bible lady was present so she can also publish to the world the truth. At this point, I think we go media. Starting from the bottom, their conversation continues. Nesto writes to Sonya, tell Joe I need those bond orders signed and filed with the clerk so that I can make bond ASAP before these people kill me with the lies. Their office shouldn't have dropped the ball on a dismissal order. I'm thinking this entire time I had bond. I hope the Bible lady was there so she can expose the truth. Nesto writes again, I love you. Sonya writes back, I meant what I said, me, you too. Nesto replies, call him at redacted. Okay, thank you. Sonya replies, she was. You have to have Dion or Dre talk with Joe. I can't do anything more than phone and bake records. It is more than one video phone conversation in which you are talking shit on me. So I'm done, believe me, please. You are not changing my mind. Sonya writes again, I sent Dre the number for Joe. Sonya also writes, Bible lady coming tomorrow to visit, chin up. Sonya also writes, Thursday at 1. Continuing on the same timeline, starting from the bottom, these messages are all from Sonya to Nesto. I love you. Nesto, you need to call me. This is basically the last message from their supposed breakup. Sonya writes to Nesto, I know you are not perfect, but what I needed from you was just to own what you said, that's it. Don't deflect or give misguided responses. You said it, you was talking reckless, you was wrong. We good. Own everything right or wrong. That's trust. My heart can't leave you for dead. I owe you a smack in the mouth. It won't hurt. Sonya and Nesto also talk about his interview that he did on YouTube. These are some of the messages he wrote to Sonya 2 days before that interview. Dated April 21st, 2024, Nesto writes, my talking will be slowed down for people to better understand. The other side tries to turn everything around, but I will speak what's real and do my part in clearing my name of the foolishness. The rest is up to the public to decide what they think. Have you discovered how to extract the video from our visits before anyone else does it? It'll be beneficial for us to have the original in case media outlets attempt to modify and edit any of the content from the videos, etc. I need to know how many followers you and Bible Lady have so I can know what moves to make. We should speak about the victims, kids, Sheridan and my oldest daughter, the allegations, etc., everything. The victim's father and all that. Once a lie is told, it must continue, so we will clear all the lies up. Prepare Bible Lady on what we're doing and our objective. No games, because it's my life and I need this executed correctly. So if she's going to start something here, she has to be willing to continue. I've asked Joe to retrieve the records, etc. to help vindicate me, but they haven't, so I must go ahead myself. Let him know I will be speaking live about all this injustice, including the unattainable bond and my possession as well. It's time to allow my voice to be heard. We will inform the world how you've been the only person helping to expose the truth and injustice. Lastly, you need to screenshot the message from the person who asked, "Was I okay?" in my DM. Very important, we're exposing that too. Nesto continues, so think of some particular questions that will help lead in the conversation and introduce the topics relevant to the objective. It needs to all flow as natural as conversation, similarly like a podcast, but just one designed for an incarcerated inmate on a media platform. Nesto continues, Nesto finally speaks out and confronts the lies, should be the headline. Start promoting it tonight to get everyone in anticipation for the visit and the end statements to come. It's time. Like I said before, there's over 200 pages and close to 3,000 texts. Much of the information they talked about cannot be uploaded to YouTube. Because of the length and the information within, I will be uploading the messages to Patreon. If you would like to read them for yourself in their entirety, they will be available after this premiere. Within the messages, you'll find conversations about his charges, the alleged victims, his struggles during his first days at Fulton County Jail, his co-defendant Erica, Shirley, Dion, Dre, Lamont, Bible Lady, P. Diddy, Fonnie Willis, Nesto's marriage, Nesto's divorce, bloggers, YouTube, and more. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss the next one.